Good morning, folks. It's good to see all of you. I'm Black Dragon. Welcome to another edition of Black Dragon Biker News Network, Biker News You Can Trust. This is a good day today. Glad to see you guys all on here. It's getting cooler in Atlanta, but not cold. That's just what's just so cool about living here. We get a much longer riding experience than most of y'all. See you out there, Chucky, out in South Africa. Really appreciate you being on every morning. Thank you, or afternoon where you are. Thank you so much. See Ruger over there. See you. Appreciate you. So, I tell you something. Rah Rah bikers get on my effing nerves, especially in motorcycle clubs. I can't stand them. Um, because they ruin the atmosphere of the MC. And a lot of it comes because these guys have no life, no experience. They and they're lazy. They don't research anything. So what they are is imitators. And they're part of the taters that I tell you that you don't want in your motorcycle club. There are 8 kinds of taters you don't want in your motorcycle club. They ruin the family. Procrastinators, imitators, dictators. Oh my goodness. There are so many. I need to do that video again of the 8 taters that you don't want in your motorcycle club. They instigators. You know what I mean? They come to the MC and they ruin the environment. And sometimes they make things downright they make things downright just unpleasant. Will says he remembers the taters video. I probably did it about 4 or 5 years ago. So I consult with motorcycle clubs all the time. And a lot of times what we're talking about is a tater issue. Imitators. That a lot of times there's a tater issue. Hi, I see Samuel out there in the Philippines. Appreciate you. And so I wanted to make this video today to address the Rah Rah dude. Because I recently dealt with one in an experience of my own. It's hard being the leader of a motorcycle club because if you're the leader of a motorcycle club, or you used to be the leader of a motorcycle club, you will always be a leader in the motorcycle club. It's not something I know a lot of you guys want to do. A lot of you presidents want, hey, I'm sick of this. I can't wait to go back and be a regular member. It ain't never gonna happen. You don't ever get to go back. Even the folks that want to put you back, they don't want you to, they want to shut down your power or whatever the case may be. Even the people that want to put you back, eventually they got to come running to you. Like, what do I do in this situation? Why? Because you've been there before. I tell presidents all the time, you will never have a friend as long as you're the leader of the motorcycle club. Because the motorcycle club is not made for you. In my book, President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. See, there are 6 chronicles to this book. This is only Chronicle 1. There's 6 chronicles in my book on how to be the leader of a motorcycle club. This is only Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. Oh, there's Chronicle 2, Club Life, things that happen in the club. There's all these chronicles that are coming. But in Chronicle 1, we talk about the fact that you will never be a person with friends, buds, comrades, as long as you're the leader of the motorcycle club. Well, I didn't tell you is that you might not have any friends when you get out of the motorcycle club because you'll still be a leader in the motorcycle club. That's an interesting dynamic. A leader in the motorcycle club will still be as mean, cranky, shitty as the leader of the motorcycle club, because once you've led a motorcycle club, you will always be on the mission of the MC. And that's what people can't stand about you. I absolutely appreciate that super chat, O-Dog of the Mongrel Mob. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. So, where are you? Australia or New Zealand? The UK? Let me know where you are. The leader of a motorcycle club will never have friends in the motorcycle club, because the first time one of your friends asks you to make a decision that goes against him and is for the betterment of the MC, which is every decision that you're supposed to be making, all of a sudden there's an issue. That ain't your friend no more. That ain't your buddy. All of a sudden you've changed. All of a sudden you ain't you ain't what you were. We're not homies no more. You turned on me. Well, it's going to be the same thing when you're a leader in the motorcycle club. All of a sudden, you make a decision and you step all over somebody that was your boy, because they want something selfish and you want something that's for the good of the MC. I call it the epiphany moment. So the epiphany moment hurts. And these Rah Rah cats, we'll get to them in just a second. The epiphany moment hurts because now you realize you're alone in the MC. I thought that once I retired and stuff like that, I would be, one of the boys again. But it's hard for me to be one of the boys again when I got to go check your ass for being stupid. Now to the Rah Rah boys. The Rah Rah boys, man, you see them all the time. And it's easy for them to take up Rah Rah slogans and push Rah Rah dumb shit down the pike on top of your motorcycle club. What's Dragon talking about? I remember, and here's the bad thing. Okay, so a lot of this Rah Rah stuff you see happening now because of social media. So I remember for a while, I remember for a while there was this slogan that was going across the chat lines and social media. You got to have a motorcycle to be in an MC. And they start making all these memes and stuff about people without motorcycles in the MC. And then you start to see that edge its way into your club culture. And you're sitting there, and then you see guys screaming at prospects and talking about this guy can't be in the club and that, and it kind of cracks me up because I don't know anybody that's been in a motorcycle club that hasn't had a motorcycle for some amount of time. If you've been in a motorcycle club any length of time, there was a time your ass didn't have a motorcycle. It happens. You'll be between motorcycles. They don't throw your ass out the club. You get some time. And I remember all these Rah Rah boys. You ain't got a motorcycle, rah rah. You ain't got a motorcycle, rah 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 rah. The out of here. Remember these Rah Rah boys. Rah Rah and on a slogan. I remember this old grizzled one percenter once told me. Grizzled one percenter. Man, this guy, he had tire treads falling out of his beard. He was so grizzled. He had, with the crow's feet lines here on the eyes. He walked around almost like a hobbit. He heard some Rah Rah boys talking. He looked at me, he laughed. He said, "Son, I'm going to tell you something. If you're a good brother, we'll build you a goddamn motorcycle." What we're doing in this motorcycle club is we're adding brothers. We need people that we can depend on when times are bad. We need people that we can depend on. We need brothers that we know will be there. We face a lot of things in our lifestyle, in our way of life. We need dudes that you can count on when the chips are down. I'm not trying to add motorcycles. I'm trying to add brothers. So I don't do the Rah Rah. He said, if you're a worthy brother, I'll go out in my backyard and build you a motorcycle. I got so many motorcycle parts back there. Bikes that I used to ride, bikes that I could have ridden, bikes I don't ride anymore. We got that shit laying all over the clubhouse. We'll build you a motorcycle, bro. What I want to know is you're going to be there when my back is to the wall. I stopped rah-rahing after that. I started looking for the goodness of people. Wait. And then when I see some of these guys, they rah-rah so hard, they start imitating stuff around them that they don't understand. The worst one I ever saw was this guy who was a Navy SEAL. He joined one of my friends' clubs, and I talked to my friend about this incident, and he said he'd actually come on my show and talk to us about it. It was a terrifying incident for them. He happened to be an elitist. He was in an elite field. He was at the top of the top. He was a Navy SEAL, and he joined my buddy's club, and this was almost 30 years ago. And he decides that they should all put on California bottom rockers, not having any idea what the hell that was all about. So they put on these California bottom rockers and they ride over to, I think they rode over to Arizona somewhere. Next state over. And they run into a top 1%er MC. And the top 1%er MC, of course, makes some calls back to California or whatever the case may be. And when they approach those guys, and I mean, this is one of the top 5. And when they approached those guys, they came hard. See, he had Rah Rah all these guys and went out and got these California rockers and they all put them on. They didn't know. They were like in a family club. They didn't have any idea. And this was a long time ago. It wasn't as like it is today. Well, them boys surrounded them boys and told them, you're going to take that stuff off and you're going to ride back all the way back to San Diego. And the funny thing about it was the Rah Rah boy, not understanding what he was up against, decided, hell no, we're not taking this off. His brothers told him, look here, man, we don't know what we're into. We don't know what you got us into, but you can wear that by yourself. We're going back home. The funny thing, they had this club had people waiting at the gas stations all the way back home to make sure they didn't get down the road and put that stuff on. They would call people. And this guy told me it was the longest, most terrifying ride he ever had. I'm going to try to get him on the show to talk about it next week. Or maybe later this week. All this because of a Rah Rah boy imitating something. And you might think it's far-fetched, but I see it not necessarily with back patches with bottom state rockers, but I see it with these guys with these front patches. Clearly not a patch that your group should be wearing. See, these guys walk past me with these big old fat ass, huge safety pins. And your motorcycle club doesn't even bust state lines. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. In my own motorcycle club, it got on my nerves so bad. I would see guys with FTW patches and middle finger patches and stuff like that. And I was like, what do you got that on for? Do you know what that means, Rah Rah boy? They say that imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Not in the MC world. In the MC world, kind of like the Navy SEAL world, like you see these guys walking around with these Navy SEAL patches on or Force Recon patches or jump wings or some kind of stuff, that they actually wear that stuff. They wear that stuff that they haven't even earned. Funny thing about it is, they don't know what it means. So when somebody walks up on them, all right, 51 Mike Delta, you don't understand that 51 Mike Delta is what they called themselves. And someone says, hey, 51 Mike Delta, punches you on the arm. You're supposed to punch back twice. And you're sitting up there looking at them effing crazy. And they got a whole guy who walks around and exploits people who claim to be Navy SEALs. Looks like we got somebody on from Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. Wow. Welcome to the show, Joseph Blacklock. Good evening to you out there in Mongolia. Man, that's really cool. So you have you have these guys that imitate this stuff, these rah-rah dudes. Rah, 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 rah. They just want to look cool. They just want to be in the in crowd. And what they're bringing to the club is irritation, trouble. This guy had all his brothers surrounded, all of his They're getting followed by this top club that ain't playing. They ain't whistling Dixie with their butts. Follow them all the way home. He told me that guy was so mad. I ain't going to be in a club of wussies. Bye. Funny thing is that that guy bounced from club to club until he was gone. Another thing about them Rah Rah boys, if you don't Rah Rah with them, they get mad. In my own club, I was so mad with these badges that these people would put on that I created a whole system of badges for so that they wouldn't have that stuff on them. I created a whole system, an award system. You'll see my bros walking around with these badges now instead of F the world and all kind of other stuff, middle fingers and birds. That's not our culture. That's not the culture that we ride in. Sometimes you put those symbols on you and you bring things to you that those symbols represent that you have no idea of because you're rah-rahing. And you're not researching. You're imitating. You're an imitator. One of the taters we don't need in our motorcycle club. You're not thinking with your thinking cap. You're not representing what your MC is. My motorcycle club was about riding and brotherhood. So those were the symbols I wanted my brothers to display. And as a leader in the club, they're mad at you when you walk up and say, take that shit off. Who does he think he is? So you got to figure out kind of ways to get to these people. So I created a system of patches, the 1K in a day patch. A 1K in a day, a F the world patch versus a 1K in a day patch. The way 1K in a day patch meant you rode 1,000 miles in one day. I put a Black Sabbath rider in the middle of, well, I had it designed, I didn't. I had it designed. I put a Black Sabbath rider and then I cut it in half, and one half was day and one half was night. 1K in a day. That's what the fellas named it. I called it the 1,000 mile and 24. They named it 1K in a day, and the next thing you know, that was what was on the patch. And I started watching the FTW patches fall off, and those accomplishments patches come on. This meant I accomplished something. And things like that. I did that to stamp down the effing rah-rah. Cracks me up, man. You see this rah-rah stuff come in. You see these guys start to imitate stuff that ain't even in our motorcycle club world. Like, at one time, I started seeing all of our prospects face backwards in pictures on one knee. Like, you don't deserve to be in a picture until you become a member. Well, that's not how we get down. We have respect for all people. Where did this rah-rah shit come from? Now, I'm not going to say I haven't adopted things from other motorcycle clubs. I have. Like, there was a motorcycle when I first became a national president. There was a motorcycle club that had a structure that it was using that had adopted a thing they called the High Council. Man, it seemed interesting to me. So I sat with the national president and I researched everything I could about it. So when I brought it over to my motorcycle club, I could talk about the merits of it. It wasn't rah, 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 rah. I'm just accepting something somebody else did because it looked cool. These rah, rah boys get to imitating stuff because it looks cool. You see these rah, rah boys messing with your prospects. A guy who never really prospected all that hard has got your prospect in a pound of ice or something, doing something crazy. And rah-rah boys get around them. And they'll hurt one of your brothers, they'll hurt one of your prospects. You see it in fraternities all the time. The graduating class finds something crazy to do to the other guys. I remember some guys got hurt, laying in a coffin. One guy got killed. But you never did that but they were all rah-rahing. Man, root them rah-rah assholes out your club, man. T. Allen said, I've seen some 1% support clubs where this 99%er patch, wear this 99%er patch like they trying to outlaw. They rah-rahing, T. Allen. Because the first time they run into some real mess and they boys ain't nowhere around, they've rah-rahed themselves into a real trouble. Anyway. And the rah-rah boys tend to be hypocrites. I saw, oh my goodness. They tend to be hypocrites. They tend to be coming on somebody rah-rahing about stuff. Well, what do you mean? His motorcycle's down. You want to put him out the club? Your motorcycle was down for 8 months 7 years ago. You don't remember? Because the guys around here are all brand new. They don't know your ass. But I remember when your motorcycle didn't work for 8 months. You want to jump on this guy whose motorcycle hasn't been working for 30 days. You rah-rah hypocrite. Man, root them rah-rah assholes out your club, bro. They don't need to be in there. Or diminish their sway. Give me a word. Diminish their effect. Like I did when I started creating. And if you see my bros now, you look across their chest, they got so many riding patches, 1,000 miles, 1,500 miles in a day, 4 corners. All. You look on their cuts and you see accomplishments. Not rah-rah. Anyway, we'll cut now over. That's what I wanted to tell you guys this morning. So now we'll cut over to the comments and see what you guys were talking about this morning before we get the heck out of here. We got our bros all over the world watching today. I wonder where I don't see one of my brothers over from Germany. But we got everybody else on here. Today's Brat's last round of chemo and surgery on December 2nd, brothers and sisters. So we're going to be continuing to pray for you, Life's Resurrection Project. We're going to be continuing to pray for you guys. Chucky Crossriders down in South Africa says, we call them posers. They look the life, but don't live it. I like that. Posers. I like that too. Rah-rahs. Peace and greetings, Black Dragon and everyone. What's up, Wise? On 2 wheels. Appreciate you, man. Let's see. 3 cardinal rules. Number 1, don't be a tater. 2, no iron motorcycle club. And 3, drink tea. It helps. Ragnar. I love you, baby. Ragnar and his crew are real riders, man. Ragnar rode all the way down here about 4 or 5 states just to buy a damn book for me and ride home. Man, every time I think about that guy, I want to cry. He also taught me how to drink unsweetened iced tea. Now I drink decaffeinated unsweetened iced tea. And my blood sugar went down to the point that if it goes down any further, they're going to take me off of the pills. So you guys have always been good to me out there. Let's see. Very true, Black Dragon. You will always be a leader and stand for the club. So obviously Chucky has been a leader. You know, Chucky, I'm going to try to get out to South Africa this year coming up. We had said we were going to do that, and so many things have gotten in the way. We haven't talked in a while, but I want to get out there and ride, man. I've been looking at some South African ride videos. Y'all are about it out there, man. You are so right. I was vice president of the club, and I couldn't wait till my term was over. And I said I would never, ever hold another office. But if you did that office good, there is no way in hell you're going to ever be allowed to just fade away. They need you. OD Mongo Mob, Dog Mongo Mob says he's here in the States. I don't think I was aware that the mob was here in the States. I don't know everything. Well, if you're in the States, man, we got to get together. Man, we got Ireland on this afternoon. Holy moly, today is the, what's up, Gadget Ireland? Man, today is the day of people from around the world. Keeping the club on track and forever headed towards the mission statement is hard because you always have to make the tough decisions, and the right decisions aren't always the popular decisions. And therefore, that makes you the most unpopular guy. But the satisfaction is there because I made the right calls and the club is moving forward in a good way. And you know what, Will, this was the most important thing, and I'm glad you said it, because when you do good for the club, you have to just take solace that you did the right thing, because nobody's going to appreciate you for it. So you don't do it for appreciation. You don't do it for love. You do it for the satisfaction in your own mind, body, soul, heart, spirit, and mind. Oh, I said mind twice. You do it because you know you did the right thing. Chucky said you never get to be one of the boys again. See, this, you know, when you're talking to presidents, former presidents, and presidents, you know that because they know that, and they all sound the same. They sound like that grizzled old 1%er. This guy said this summer, Hellfighter Steve said this summer I had to borrow my son-in-law's bike for a run. Mine was in the shop waiting parts. This is what happens. How can you be in a motorcycle club without a bike? You can't. You can't. Ultimately, you have to have a motorcycle. He said things happen, but you shouldn't be able to get in a club without a bike. I used to think that way. But if a motorcycle club is about brotherhood and you find a good brother and you had an extra bike in your garage, why wouldn't you just give it to him? Now you got a bike. It was a new way of thinking for me. Hellfighter Steve says I'm talking about him with the crow's feet eyes. Why said I had a spectacular weekend, 150 miles short of 1,000 miles. It was definitely the highlight and a pleasure to meet you, Black Dragon, in person. Wow. I did not realize that was cool. Man, you should have told me. I would have done that extra 150 miles with you, bro. But I was only going to do 150. Man, I had a great weekend. It was a pleasure meeting with you too, man. I would give up one of my bikes for one of my brothers in a heartbeat, just like any real brother would do. Black Dragon, you are spot on with this one, says Steve Easy Manning. Not just in the lifestyle. If we're supposed to be brothers, then it isn't just during the good times. It's also when our personal life takes a hit. Lean on each other and be a brother. Hey, that's a t-shirt. Lean on each other and be a brother. That's a t-shirt. I see some that have bikes and don't ride, but always show up. And that's important. Always showing up, isn't it? Tired threads coming out of his beard. That's awesome. Laughing my ass off, says Orwell George. I think back to the subject. If a man leads by example, the respect deserved is always there. You guys are on one this morning, man. My bike's broken. I'm riding to church on my moped. Just as long as you're on two, my friend. Derek says, I'm that guy with all the bikes in the yard. So is the father of the Black Sabbath Nation. He's got so many damn bikes with blue tarps on them. I'm like, dude, you could have a junkyard, man. But he says, none of my stuff's for sale. I will have it till the day I die. So when you go to his house, you just take a blue tarp off whatever you want to ride. We had this guy that didn't have a motorcycle, so we bought him in as an associate. He drove the chase vehicle with a trailer. Yeah. Still part of the brotherhood. You guys get it. Some of you guys get it. You're not rah, 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 rah. You're finding a way to make the MC better. I bought and paid for a bike for a brother. He was hurting and I was able. There you go, Rattlesnake. You guys spread that word. I know, right? Derek, I'm 6'2" and 240 on a moped with danglies. It's all right. Those danglies make it yours. Yeah, let's see. It's always a great idea to just throw on any rocker or patch you feel like wearing. It always ends up great. It always ends up great in this world, doesn't it? Anyway, somebody said, wow, Mongolia, I've always wanted to visit there. Hi, Joseph Black. Joseph, we welcome you to the show. I've never wanted to visit Mongolia. I never have ever thought about it, but now I want to go. Now that I know we got somebody there. Greetings, Black Dragon from Brisbane, Australia. Wow, man. Just wow. Today is the international show. Just like in the military, we are not at war or busy on task. When not at war and busy on task, the troops look to eat their own in boredom. Idle minds are the devil's workshop. Amen. My grandma used to say that. Other than what I've earned, I have some funny motivation patches that I had for my flak jacket on deployment. I think that's what he was saying. What about these 1% support clubs that think they're outlaws? Yeah, we talked about it. We talk about them all the time. When you got Big Brother looking over your shoulder, you can be real tough. We created a system of awards, too, for skills and accomplishment, marksmanship, medic, service bar for service in the military or first responder. Yeah, Rogue Souls, because it's important to have that kind of stuff. No matter how bad you think you are, always somebody bad, or a man has to know his limitations. Don't know who is dumber in the situation, the Rah Rah or the followers. That's why there is a hierarchy. Discussions to make the best and right decisions for the club. If you can't deal with or accept that, move on. This might not be the life for you. So Rah Rah Boy is an MC member who does no research and thinks the club set is what he thinks it should be, and therefore acts as it is and makes himself look like a poser or an imitator. Yeah, they're slogan boys. They grab a slogan because it sounds good and it rhymes, and they make that slogan their lifestyle, not knowing a damn thing about what it really means. They tend to be hypocrites, because once they adopt that slogan and they start pushing it, they forget that they were the epitome of what that slogan was against their own damn selves. I'm smiling. I feel so good. We've come up with this definition together, my friend. Wow. We did that together. Somebody said I've seen some 1% support clubs where the 99%. Oh yeah, that's the second. Okay, we read that. Anyway, I think that's pretty good with the stuff. Man, you guys are hitting me today, but we're at 40 minutes, so I think it's time to get out of here. I think the answer to that question is yes in some clubs and no in others. Does a support club need permission from Big Brother to create its own accomplishment patches? Yes in some clubs and no in others. Some clubs, support clubs, are very much on their own, and some they ain't. Black Dragon getting off them pills deserves some applause as soon as I get off of them. Black Dragon, you scared me when you turned the music on. I thought you were going to start singing. Man, you know, that's a good idea. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hit it.
Well, I might start singing or rapping. Maybe you don't want that to happen. When I get down, I don't be capping. I be rapping, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where that came from. You guys start me. You guys don't do that. Don't start me. Don't do that. I have a room for you, Black Dragon, at my house here in South Africa. We can watch Biker Boys. You ever heard of it? No, is that a movie? I'd love to see it. All right, guys. Now that I've sang, hey, you asked for it. Love you guys, man. Black Dragon, I still need to get my shirt signed. Come on, man. Or send it to me. I'll sign it and send it back. Dogs are barking. They like the show? They like my singing? All right, guys. I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. Hey, man, check us out. This is some interesting stuff. You got to go check me out on Think Tactical. I need you guys over at Think Tactical to help me get the viewership up. We talked about all kinds of things for you to be better prepared in your life, okay? As a prepper, getting ready. We got crazy stuff going on. The gas prices, now we got a shortage of diesel fuel. Where do they come up with this stuff at? It's tough out here, y'all, and I want you to be prepared. We got people kicking in Nancy Pelosi's door and beating up her husband. We got the new election coming up. If people feel like this election is being stolen, you might see a whole new Capitol insurrection. We had all these people over, was it in Korea somewhere, South Korea or something? 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 people on a what was it? Halloween party thing, all crushed together, and 150 people were crushed to death. Man, we got to talk about all of these kinds of things. So join me over on Think Tactical, my new YouTube channel. It's old, but I'm rehashing it. ThinkTacticalNews.com and Think Tactical the podcast. Hang out with us over there and, become educated. All right. Hey, I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comments section below. Thanks for tuning in. Get skinny. Check out our various affiliations. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, right? All right. And make sure to get the book and make sure to check out these here commercials I'm going to give you. I'm out. Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospects Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing onto the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.
Hey, subscribers. Whenever you are in Macon, Georgia, you have to get over to my Motorcycle Club Brothers Cigar Lounge. Haley's Cigar Lounge on Ingleside Avenue has a night or several nights just right for you. Monday night football kicks off the week. Wednesday is whiskey night. Thursday, ladies night. Saturdays are make your night. And wrapping up the weekend, it's Sunday football. Haley's is closed on Tuesdays. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere at Haley's. Hang out at the bar or outside on the patio. They can also host your small events. Haley's Cigar Lounge, 2308 Ingleside Avenue in Macon, Georgia. Be sure to tell them Black Dragon sent you.